I can do it. Okay, let's start. You ready?
I think so. This looks like hay like this.
Yeah, I mean that's the way I'm sitting is just like this.
You're covered by all this though.
Do you want me to scoot down?
No, I think it'll be okay. We're fine. We're okay.
Welcome to Mom's Timeout. This month we are going to be answering all your questions from January's episode where we talked about diets. But actually we got a lot of different kinds of questions, so we're going to be talking about a lot of different
We did get a lot of different kinds of questions.
You want me to start over?
No, it was funny, the variety of questions that we got.
Yeah, right. So, do you want me to start over?
Oh, it's fun!
Because I asked you, do you want me to start over because I thought it was the way I said it?
No, I was thinking of the questions we got.
Oh, no, like the... I'm not going to say that. All that other stuff.
That's why that was hilarious.
Okay. Whoa!
It was like clearing my throat and laughing at the same
This
time.
is the delirious hour. Because I'm starting to feel
It is, and it's only 9:30-ish.
Welcome to Mom's Timeout. This month we are going to be answering all your questions from January's episode where we talked about bad diets. And we got a lot of different kinds of questions, so we're going to be answering a lot of different kinds of topics. So, first question was from Elizabeth, and she says, "You guys are really funny. I'd love to know how you encourage your kids to eat healthy. I don't purchase bad food, but I do express that moderation is key." Do you want to take this one? I thought that was part of the question. You know what? Delete this.
That's my answer! Don't delete it!
Oh, I thought that was what she said. Darn it. I thought that was what she said.
No! That was my answer to the question.
Then you're doing the reading. We read our own questions. How about that?
I'm gonna cry, this is so funny.
Alright, am I doing it again? You got tears in your eyes. I gotta wait for you to calm down a minute.
Third time's a charm.
Okay, so let's go. When did I talk about Toy Story? It's the thing here. I feel like I have to talk about it.
It's just because you're like, and it's kind of exciting.
Alright, okay. Welcome to Mom's Timeout. This month we are going to be answering all your questions from January's episode where we talked about fad diets. We are going to be covering a lot of different topics. Oh my gosh. Would you just do the intro? Just do it. I talk too fast, and then I get tongue-tied. Welcome to Mom's Timeout. This month we are going to be answering your questions from January's episode where we talked about fad diets. We got a lot of different questions, so we're going to be covering a couple of different topics. So let's start with
Alright, let's get started.
Okay, Terry Moore asks, "I would love to see ideas for organizing toys." It seems to be everyone's problem lately.
Mm-hmm.
Well, luckily, there are a lot of different options out there, big and small storage, and on our very first Mom's Timeout episode, I actually talked a lot about toy storage. Actually, a company called Boom that's sold at Target, they sell a lot of really contemporary looking items that look good in your house too. I like anything that can collapse because sometimes I'll be done with a bin because they've outgrown it, and then it's like, where do I put it? And then you have to store it. So anything that collapses is nice. And plus, I do believe there's a piece of furniture out that these can go
Yes,
in.
there
like
is.
A cube kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So this is good small storage. Also, my son is just getting into Legos, and Lego actually has storage for Legos. I mean, that seems to be the worst when it comes to storage, is Legos and Duplos and stuff. So this has a picture of what it is on the front, so there's no confusion. It has wheels, so he can scoot it to the corner and not have to drag it. We also have craft boxes from Hobby Lobby that you can sort each color and stuff like that. And also you can put it in a bigger bin with bigger set pieces. Like this. Is this Duplo? Yeah, that is Duplo. Like this, like you couldn't really put that in a
Right,
Yeah, so you need a bigger bin for stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I found. IKEA is fantastic for this. So if you go to IKEA, all your problems will probably be solved. Because they've got everything. So, and their prices are not expensive.
So true.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on. Yes. Where's the line between being too pushy on your kids eating and being too standoffish? That's a good question, because I think a lot of parents struggle with that. Especially when you see how other parents, are parenting their children when it comes to food. Like, there's some who are like, you're going to sit here at the table and eat all your peas,
Yes. Yeah. I think it's a line I cross all the time. It really depends, like, what it is and what they've eaten that day. Like, if they ate a big lunch and maybe it was late, I'm not going to be too pushy with dinner.
Yeah.
But with sitting at the table, I don't know. When they're that young, they kind of forget why they were there in the first place, even with the plate of food in front of them. They just get distracted and whatever. I usually just put saran wrap over it and make them eat it the next day at lunch and reheat it.
That's a good idea. Then they remember, too, like that day.
Yeah.
There's some people, too, I think, out there who want their children to clear their plate. And I think when you start that, you're kind of messing with their own internal system that tells them, like, they're full, like they need to stop eating.
Right.
So, yeah, I like that idea. Cover it up. You can have this tomorrow for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, like, in our house, too, if I'll ask them, like, how many fruits and vegetables have you had, if it feels like they've had enough of fruits and vegetables, then yes, you can have, like, something else later.
Right.
But if they haven't, then it's, no, you can't have, I don't know, whatever it is. Say, like, a brownie until you finish, carrots. There's nutritional value to the carrots, there isn't to the brownie. So.
Right. I think it's also being consistent, too, and I don't know, sometimes some things are special, like when you go to a birthday party, all bets are off. They're going to probably eat hot dogs and all that stuff.
Definitely.
But like during the week, it's like just being consistent.
You don't want to be that poor little kid in the corner. And it's like, I can't have any cake.
I know, and that parent who's like, put that piece of cake down or whatever. Yeah. I would never do that, but
so you want to like sneak it to the
I know. Have some chips.
Right. All right. So moving along. Tara asks, how do you get your kids to eat vegetables?
Oh, that's tricky. Very hard.
Well, I don't know, started off kind of clever. At least when I was a child, we always had like ants on a log.
Oh yeah, I love those.
If you get creative with stuff, you can make it something fun. You're like, ooh, I want to eat the ants. I want to eat everything. Right. Yeah. My kids like to have veggies cut up though, and like dips, like hummus and Greek yogurts, peanut butter again. So for me, I think the best way to get my kiddos to eat the vegetables is with a dip.
With a dip, yeah.
But you have to be careful with the dips too.
Oh yeah.
Make sure there's not too many calories in the dips.
They can get addicted to that. Yeah, my oldest will eat vegetables. My youngest is going through this big rebellious phase with food because he's 2. So one day he likes tomatoes, the next day he doesn't. So I can't really say either way. But my oldest will eat whatever vegetable is put in front of him, usually. So.
Jill Miller asked, what is the best tip you can give for organizing family meals so they don't go out to eat as often, which I think is a common problem in like most families, because we start off the week with the best intentions of meal planning and then something happens and suddenly you're going to have to eat, or your curbside pickup or whatever it is. So what I like to do is write down all of my meals on a dry erase board. Because before I used to write them on the back of my list for the grocery store, and then of course I would lose the list. And I found that this technique is the best, as long as you put it up. If you have it too close to where your kiddos are, they're going to erase everything and they're going to use it. So yeah, make sure you put it up. But this is definitely a technique that I find very, very useful. Because, I mean, you can't keep track of all that stuff in your head. You need to write it down somewhere. That's for sure. All right, so moving on. Estelle asks, any tips on starting kids on allowance? Her children are 5 and 7. And for an allowance, not necessarily an allowance, but I do have a responsibility chart that my children do. These are all magnets. And off to the side we'll have the actual responsibility goal. So like, for example, my daughter has to put away her toys. She helps with the inside chores. set the table, cleans up her room, and she does her homework. And then at the end of the day, we'll go through them all. And if she completed that task, she'll go ahead and just put a little smiley face right on that spot. My son has the same, and I also have a 5 and 7-year-old. And then we won't do allowances, but we will do something fun. If they have completed their chart, you know, the majority of them at least, we're not too strict. We'll do something fun as a family, like go to the park, or we went to Sesame Street Live last week, just something fun. I don't think children should necessarily be getting paid for stuff that they should already be doing.
Like picking up toys.
Right, yeah. Yes, or like making your bed. I don't want to have that teenager who says, I'm not going to make my bed unless you pay me. That's definitely not going to happen in our household. I mean, the family, it's a community space. Everyone needs to chip in. But if they do go above and beyond, I think it would be nice once they're older to give them money at that point. But like right now, a nice thing to do would be add on some screen time. So if they go above and beyond their chores, they could have another 15 minutes of computer or television time.
So that's good. Good ideas. I don't know, any of you that have Apple products, there are a lot of great apps. Jill Miller had asked about organizing family meals so you don't eat out. This app is called Meal Guru, and I believe it's free. And you can also get a bigger package that's more money. But basically what you do is it plans your meals for you and your grocery list, and it picks out a recipe. So you don't even have to do any thinking. All you need to do is change preferences. If there's any allergies or anything like that in your family, foods you don't like, it'll pick recipes based on what you like. Also, it'll project cost so you can try to budget. There are apps that are associated with grocery stores.
That's nice.
And they'll put their prices in as to what stuff may cost that week. So I know Meijer has one, and I'm pretty sure Kroger or someone else does. But I did like Meijer's a lot too. So all you have to do is pick which nights you want it to plan for you, and then it'll literally plan the whole week. So this is really cool. And I'm probably going to start using this. So
I like it a lot. I like the case.
I love the case.
The iGuy case is awesome.
Yes.
Then once you have your recipes written down, you can bring them up on your iPad and you can sit them on the counter. Thanks to little iGuy. You don't worry about them falling over.
Right.
And with children too, if you do give them extra, yeah, I know.
Carry them like that.
If you give them extra screen time, it's eases mommy's anxiety a bit knowing that the iGuy is there.
Protecting the iPad.
Yes, most definitely. There, can you see those two? And then for our giveaway for March, one lucky viewer is going to win an iGuy case.
Awesome.
And we'll have all the information then right underneath the video, or a link that you can click on, so you can go ahead and get entered into that.
All right, cool. Thanks for watching.